don't know about you, but this time of year, beginning of January, there's lots of things I want to do, or I set myself little tasks, or we have, I'm not going to say, I am going to say it, but the New Year's resolutions and all the things we think, right, January, New Year, new start, and we create all these lists and things, and they're in themselves, there's nothing wrong with them. I do it, or mentally, but maybe in a much more loose way. Maybe when I was younger, I used to say, I'll set a New Year's resolution, and by week 2 of January, it's gone out the window, hasn't it? It's like, oh, I'm not doing it. Or but what we often do is we set ourselves unrealistic targets, goals, tasks. Actually, once life kicks in, life, jobs, work, people, family, health, all the stuff, it just goes out the window. And then we start feeling guilty. And we create these little to-do lists, don't we, as well? And I'm like that. I like to plan, not like to the absolute millimeter, but I do like to know what I'm doing. I have a fairly scheduled diary, but sometimes we can get so obsessed with that to-do list, that thing, that actually it becomes the problem in itself, and that creates another stress. And when we're doing that, if we create our to-do list or we create our goals, it's good to work through them systematically, but it's important that we learn at each stage to just try and be in the moment with what we're doing, rather than constantly allowing our mind to go on to all the other things that we've got to or we want to achieve, whether it's very short term, just in the day, or whether it's into the week and the weeks ahead. So it's good just to something that we can bring to our own life, which can help, is just to breathe, rest and regroup after every stage, or in the middle of a stage. It's about bringing that sense of, let's just breathe, let's just rest, let's just regroup. And it will make when you're doing your to-do list, when you're setting out what you do, it just makes it a better space, rather than I've just got to get through it, and that becomes a stress in itself. So I just want to encourage us at the start of the new year, and maybe just including myself, to breathe, rest and regroup. Now that rest might be just for a moment. I'm not talking about taking half a day and sitting there and going to bed. That's not what I'm talking about. Resting is just in that moment. Breathe, rest and regroup. Refocus on what is right in front of you, rather than getting consumed with an enormous to-do list or things that we're setting ourselves that might actually be, if you look at the whole mountain, it's just too much. But what we can do is chunk it, look at just that next little vista, and just go to there and not really think. Then breathe, rest and regroup. Happy New Year to you all.